Houston. Pulling up stats, you'll be pulling in stacks. Hitting bookies from the back with no Vaseline. I need green and upsea quantities for a fiend. Save the dreams for a king. This is H-Town, home of the lean. Astros is the team and we rock it. We rock Texans for life, you can't stop it. Together like brothers and Becks and Jets.
What's going on, sports fans? We are back. Week 6, top of the Sunday, NFL Monday, and I am your guy, LJ, from H-Town, as I do every single Sunday morning. I'm about to give y'all my best 5 NFL props, and I'm going to go through my sides simply because I didn't have a show last Friday. Some things got caught up in the schedule, so hey, I'm going to give it to you early Sunday morning, as I always do, give you my plays and my best NFL props for this week 6 NFL Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. And let's just start it off. I mean, we went 10-2 last week on our NFL props, so had a good Sunday. And let's continue to keep with the streak going, and let's continue to keep cashing, ladies and gentlemen. So let's go over this game. We have early London. We have the Jacksonville Jaguars +1 going on. Well, they're -1. I'm sorry. Chicago Bears are +1. Home dog, but it is London. So both of these teams are on the road, in my opinion. And I lean more to the Bears money line in this situation. Caleb Williams has been playing, well the last couple of weeks, and they're starting to establish the run game. So as long as they keep giving him, a potent run game that can take some pressure off him, and he'd be able to make some timely throws and get some touchdowns. And today, I believe he will do that. And one of his key guys that he's going to be targeting today is DJ Moore, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to go DJ Moore, anytime touchdown, +150. He's had 3 touchdowns in his last 2 games. And like I mentioned, I just like the chemistry that him and Caleb Williams are developing at this point. And it's only going to take, a couple more games before they really have a dynamic, threat for as DJ Moore. They also have Keenan Allen back, off of injury. So Caleb Williams has weapons that he can work with on that team. And the defense is solid. They have an excellent pass rush. So it may be a long day for Trevor Lawrence today. Now, Jacksonville has played in London over the years. They've done well, and they switched to a favorite. So, they say the favorites usually win in London, but I believe the Bears are a better team. And like I mentioned, I believe DJ Moore will get an anytime touchdown +150. Jacksonville has allowed 9 touchdown passes to 9 different receivers in 5 games. And they're allowing 3 touchdown passes their last 3 games as an average as a defense. So Caleb Williams should be looking for his receivers today. He should have some opportunities to get some touchdowns in. I believe DJ Moore will be one of those guys that gets that touchdown. All right, let's go to the comments. My man Tone. In the building, Tone. Let me know what you on today. Let me see your looks. What we looking at today? I know you're a Philly guy. I know you on your Philly Eagles today. Specifically Saquon Barkley. But I'm going to let you tell me that first before I assume that. But, I'm just only saying. I'm only saying. All right. Let's go to this game, ladies and gentlemen. We have the Washington Commanders going out on the road to take on these Baltimore Ravens. And the total is -6.5. The total is under 51.5. Baltimore Ravens are a -6.5 home favorite. This is going to be a great game, I believe. I believe it's going to be a lot of points for the most part in this game. And we're going to ride the trend, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take Lamar Jackson over 1.5 touchdown passes. Got it at -136. Washington's defense has allowed an average of 2 touchdown passes a game. That's ranked 31st in the NFL, tied with the Carolina Panthers. So Baltimore has been playing well. They have an elite run game, as we do know. But Washington has also been putting up points and have been playing very well. 38 points average their last 3 games. The Ravens are averaging 34 in their last 3 games. So this will be an excellent game, in my opinion. I'm going to watch this game all the way through. Before as a side, I couldn't allow myself to not go against the trend that's been cashing all these weeks. NFL dogs +6 are 16-2-1 against the spread so far going into week 6. And the Commanders fit that profile as a +6.5 dog. So I'm just going to take the Commanders to stay close, not get beat by a touchdown, because I believe both of these teams can win. But I believe that far as the history of Lamar Jackson with the NFC 21-3 straight up, that's kind of hard to ignore. So I wouldn't be surprised if Baltimore wins this game. But Commanders have an excellent offense that could stay in this game. I believe Jane Daniels will be a factor. Terry McLaurin, his receptions are a good look as well. But far as on the Baltimore side, I just believe Lamar Jackson is the more dynamic player on the field today. And I believe he'll have more opportunities to be effective while they're scoring, simply because of passing the get touchdown and running, because he's an excellent run threat out of the backfield as a running back, although he's a quarterback. So I believe those factor into my opinion of who's going to win the game. But I'm going to take the dog. I'm going to take the points just because I can't ignore the trend. And I believe Washington can stay in this game because the offense has been playing well. But as far as what we're making official, we're going to stick to Lamar Jackson over 1.5 touchdown passes. He's going to get at least two on this Washington defense, because that's what the Washington defense has been doing consistently. So that's going to be that play. Let's go back over to the comments. Bo Nix, anytime touchdown, +235, my man Tone say. Marvin Harrison, first touchdown, +1,000. Barkley, first touchdown, +300. Mike Evans, first touchdown, +750. And the Eagles' first half team total over 13.5, -110. A.J. Brown, anytime touchdown. Yes. I like all those, Tone. I like all those. I already got the Barkley touchdown, and I'm definitely going to ride you with that first half team total over. And why not A.J. Brown getting a touchdown coming back off of injury? So I like all those, my guy. Definitely going to cash those, in my opinion. Good luck. Let's go, Rebecca. Let's go. My man Justin McAfee, it's all about the stacks, my guy. You know what it is. You know what it is. Up early this morning, man, trying to get this paper. So speaking of Saquon, let's go over to this game. We have the Cleveland Browns. What is it, a -9.5 now? +9.5 road dog going out to the Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles coming off a bye. And I believe that Sirianni is going to have to show his owner today that he wants to be the coach of this team. Because if you lose to the Cleveland Browns, it's going to be a nuclear bomb dropped in the Philadelphia Eagles organization, in my opinion, because Cleveland's offense is pathetic. They're the worst offense in the NFL. They haven't even hit their team total in any game. They're gone under in every game. They're allowing 2 rushing touchdowns a game in their last 3, which brings us to Saquon Barkley. I think Saquon is going to be a very, very highly effective in this game. And I believe he's going to cash his over 110.5 rush plus receiving yards, ladies and gentlemen. -114. Already locked it in. Simply because Saquon is averaging 108 rush plus receiving yards on the season so far. And he's coming off a bye, like I mentioned. The Eagles haven't had a chance to get healthy. They've had a chance to tweak some things in their team that they feel that they need to improve. And I believe that this is the perfect opportunity for them to show that today versus these Cleveland Browns, who is, my opinion, the worst offense in the NFL. Deshaun Watson has not been the same. We don't really know what's going on in the organization. He quit on his coach last week, in my opinion. I think everybody understands that. So the Eagles are coming into this home game off a bye with a weak opponent, and they should be able to destroy Cleveland Browns today. So I am riding, like I just said, with Tone. I'm going to take that first half team total over 13.5. Yes, that's what it is right now. I'm going to take that, Tone. Thank you, sir. And Saquon Barkley, I'm on his touchdown. I'm on his rush plus receiving yards. Saquon Barkley today, ladies and gentlemen, is going to cash. So I'm going to be on the money train, and I'm going to take advantage of the Eagles because I don't believe the Eagles have scored in the first quarter either. You know, they may have scored one first quarter in the game, but they need to come out and just jump on Cleveland. I'm talking about 17 points in the first half. That's what I'm looking to see with the Philadelphia Eagles today. Show us that y'all can put some points on this team, who's also 0-3 versus this division already. They've lost to Dallas, they've lost to Washington, and they've lost to the Giants. So Cleveland is the last team they have to play in this division in the NFC East is the Philadelphia Eagles today. So they've already lost 0-3. So the Eagles have to win this game. I think they have to win definitively, and I think that they have to save their coach's job today, in my opinion. So I believe Saquon Barkley is going to be highly effective in the offense today. Over 110.5 rush plus receiving yards. Minus 114 for Saquon Barkley, guys. Let's go back to the top. Bigsby over 38.5 yards, minus 112 in the pocket. I see you, my guy. I like that. I like that. My man Tone, the building. Okay. That's what's up, man. That is what's up. I just like to be up with my guys, you know, trying to get this paper. See how we can get paid today. Let's go to my game. Texans and the Patriots, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go down here. Put that on the screen. This is where we're going. Texans and Patriots. Texans are a road favorite. -7. Total is over 37.5. Over under 37.5. So, as I break this game down, ladies and gentlemen, I saw Joe Mixon practice. I believe he's going to be active today. So the fact that Joe Mixon possibly is active today, I know DeMeco Ryans is going to want to run the ball. He's just going to want to have the time of possession established, have more possessions, and make it hard for the rookie quarterback today. That's going to make his debut, Drake May, for the Patriots. And I don't believe it's going to be a great debut. He's going against a defense that has top 5 in total yards allowed. And the fact that they have gone under their total yards allowed in every game from last year shows me that defense is locked in. They're on a mission to show these teams that, first of all, you can't run on us. And I believe that we have the number 1 passing defense as well, as far as yards allowed passing. So, hey, Texas has been playing well, in my opinion. We just need our run game back. That's why we haven't been able to put up the points that we are potentially able to do. And the fact that we're the only team with 4 wins and have a -12 point differential shows that. And it's usually in the second half. They've been outscored. I believe I have that stat right here. I looked that up. The Texans have been outscored in the second half 67-40. And that has due to like the fact that we can't establish the run. But I believe that's going to improve throughout the weeks. Joe Mixon's getting healthy. And as long as we can keep established over a run game, the Texans will be a viable team. But all that said, I'm going to stick to the under in this game. Patriots unders until further notice. This is what they're going to be doing. They can't score the ball. But at the same time, they don't allow these teams to score a lot of points on them for us, the defense. And that's why I'm going to stick to my first half under 19.5. I'm going to take the full game under 37.5. And I'm on the Texas minus the 3.5 in the first half. I mean, they're 7-4 against the spread in the first half on the road, going back to last year. And I believe that's where they're more effective is in the first half. So I'm going to trust that they start off good, establish the game. Like I mentioned, if the run game is established, establish the run game. And just make the Patriots play off their heels, keep their defense on the field for the most part, and keep their offensive possessions limited. The Texans are under in the first half, 10 out of their last 11 road games. So that trend has been staying under for the most part with the Texans. As far as the Patriots, 11-5 to the under at home their last 16. And the Patriots, not to mention, have been outscored 102-52 in their last 18 quarters. So they haven't been able to score the ball. And you're throwing a rookie quarterback out there now. Now, I know how people say you don't have any film on him. Sometimes these guys surprise you and show them something that you might not anticipate them to do. But I believe the Texans are a better team than that. And I believe that they will be sound and poised to not allow a rookie quarterback to embarrass them today. So all that said, I'm going to stick to the under. The under has been cashing with the Texans. And NFL trend shows that the NFL totals that are 38 or less since 2019 of November are 38, 14, and 1 to the under, hitting at 73%. So all that said, we are on the under first half and full game. And I'm going to ride with my Texans minus the 3.5 first half, just because I would think they will be up by more than 4 points. They can be up a touchdown. We cash that, and we good for the day, ladies and gentlemen. So that's how I feel that's going to go. Over 3.5 field goals plus 118 in the Texans game. I believe that too. I believe Fairburn gets 2, and the Patriots kicker, gets maybe 2. That cashes you right there. And it could be a walk-off field goal. So I'm with you right there, Justin. I'm definitely with you on that. I definitely believe that game could go that way. All right, let's move on to this one. We have the Arizona Cardinals plus 5.5 road dog going out to the Green Bay Packers. Over under 47 is the total. Now, as we look at these teams, we're looking at scoring early in this game, simply because Arizona has scored 7+ points in every first quarter. The Packers have scored 6+ points 4 out of the last 5 first quarters. And I believe that the fact that both these teams are averaging right around 7 points in the first quarter overall on the season so far. Last 3, Arizona's averaging 7, averaging 8 for Green Bay last 3. So I believe a touchdown would be scored in the first quarter on either side of these teams. And we catch that both teams to score first quarter plus 110. Now, as far as the game, I'll lean Packers just because the Cardinals, I believe they have to show us that their offense can be consistent throughout the weeks. They'll score 20-some, close to 20-some points one week, and then they'll score 10 the next week. So they're pretty inconsistent. They're only averaging 17 the last 3. Mind you, the Packers are averaging 27 points in their last 3 games. And they're 7-2 against the spread in the last 9 games at home. So lean Packers to win the game, but I'm definitely going to stick to the first quarter, both teams to score. That's going to be one of my plays in this game. And we're going to go to this parlay right here. Jordan Love, over 241 passing yards. We're going to take Jacobs, 50+ rushing yards. And we're going to take Jaden Reed's 56+ receiving yards. We're going to parlay all 3 of those, and we get a plus 152 parlay. And the reason why I'm doing that is, like I said, the Cardinals defense has to show us that they can stop these teams from scoring on them. They've allowed 28 points in the last 3 games. That's almost 30 points. And Green Bay is a well-oiled offense to where they can put up 30 points on you. And not to mention, this is a rookie coach on the Cardinals side going up against Matt LaFleur, who is an established coach, offensive coach, mind you, not to mention he's a head coach. He's a great offensive mind, and he can definitely play chess today and outsmart this rookie quarterback on the other side. Rookie coach on the other side. So all those things factor in. Not to mention the Arizona Cardinals, since Kyler Murray has been the quarterback, he's lost 10 straight after he's won. So they win, they lose. They win, they lose. That's the trend for the Arizona Cardinals. They won last week. Guess what? The trend is they're going to lose. So, but we're not making the spread official, even though I'm leaning the Packers to win. We're just going to stick to what's working. And we're going to take Jordan Love over his passing yards, 241. We're going to bring Jacobs down to 50+ rushing yards, bring Jaden Reed down to 56+ receiving yards, and we get a plus 152 parlay, ladies and gentlemen. And that's how we're going to cash in this game. And I believe that's good money. And we can cash out at the window. Flea Mathis, what's good, my guy? Top of the morning to you. My man Justin. Romeo Dobbs, I got it. I'm with you. I like that. Can't talk you off on that one at all, my friend. I believe the Packers will put up a lot of points today versus these Arizona Cardinals. All right, let's go to this game. We have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going out to the New Orleans Saints. Tampa Bay's a -3.5 road favorite. Total is over under 42.5. Now, we do know that the Saints are injured. Both quarterbacks, well, Derek Carr's a quarterback. Taysom Hill, is he a quarterback? No, but he plays quarterback in my opinion. So both of those guys are injured. So I don't think they're going. I don't think Taysom Hill's going to go today. So they have to throw out Spencer Rattler, a rookie quarterback. And we're going to take advantage of a rookie quarterback today. And we're going to take the Bucs first half minus the 2.5. Simply because the Bucs are 17-7 against the spread in the first half since 2023. And they're 10-2 against the spread in the first half on the road in their last 12. So, Bucs, they can put up points, especially early in the game. They showed us last week versus the Falcons that they could easily put up a nice high 20 to 30. And I believe some of those points are going to come in the first half. I don't believe the Saints will be able to move the ball initially, throwing out a rookie quarterback. And the Saints are in a tough spot right now. This is going to be their third game. This is going to be their second game, but see, they play Thursday as well, if I'm not mistaken. And the fact that they play on Thursday is the same situation that Seattle was in last week, in my opinion, simply because they had to turn around and play again Thursday after coming off. Yeah, the Saints have to play again Thursday. Granted, they don't have to travel because they're at home. Denver comes to them. But mind you, once they play Thursday, this will be 3 games in 11 days. And I believe the fact that the Saints don't have their quarterbacks, they have to rely on a rookie. It's going to be a lot of problems today for them to where they're not going to be able to score the ball. They're going to probably have to rely on their field goal kicker to get points on the field goals. But I think Tampa Bay will be able to go in there and win this divisional game. They know that this is a divisional game, so this is important for them. And I believe the total goes under. There's 5 straight unders in this matchup for the most part. And we found an interesting trend that fits this game. Home dogs off a road loss, which the Saints just lost versus Kansas City on Monday night. And the total is less than 43. The total is 42.5. 14-0-1 to the under since 2022. So I believe this game goes under, but I'm going to definitely make official the first half with the Bucs minus the 2.5. And Baker, last 3 matches versus the Saints, the total has gone under 42.5. It was 36, 35, and 36 last 3. So I believe that is going to happen the same. I believe the Saints stick under to their team total. I believe they're not going to score. And the Saints are averaging 6 total turnovers already through the week. So they can easily turn the ball over. Bucs to take advantage of those opportunities. And I believe the Bucs can take advantage and win the game. But I'm just going to stick to the first half because that's where the Bucs trend in the first half is what they consistently been doing. So that's where we're going to be there. Go back to the chat. OG, what's good? You know I am top of the morning. What's up, bro? Trying to get this money. You already know what I'm on. My man Wham in the building. Just still. Kamara over 102 rushing receiving minus home screen plays and run plays rookie quarterback. Yeah, I agree. He's going to have to rely on his players. I get it 100%. I'm not mad at you at all for that one, my guy. Not mad at you. Let's go over to this game, ladies and gentlemen. We have the Atlanta Falcons taking on the Carolina Panthers. Panthers are a +6 home dog. Total sitting at over under 46.5. Now, we size this game up. We're looking in a prop, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to do Chuba Hubbard over 66.5 rushing yards, minus 121. And simply because Chuba Hubbard is averaging over 66.5 rushing yards right now. And not to mention, the Falcons have allowed every running back that they face to get this rushing prop. And that's one of the reasons why I keyed in on Chuba Hubbard, because the consistency of him running the football with this team, 70 plus rushing. The Falcons have allowed every running back to get 70 plus rushing yards on them. And Chuba Hubbard over 66.5 could definitely be easy money today. I believe he will cash this. And I believe that Carolina's going to establish the run game. But the Falcons have been playing well. And we also have another prop in this game that I'm going to take. We're going to go Darnell Mooney over 53.5 receiving yards, minus 121, simply because he's averaging 79 receiving yards in his last 4 games. And this is a weapon that Kirk Cousins looks at for the most part. And Darnell Mooney's, I believe he's very competitive. He drops a lot of passes, but he also can depend on to catch those passes. So I believe that he's a trustworthy receiver for Kirk Cousins. And I believe he's going to be a viable factor in the offense today. Both these teams are horrible on third down. So it could easily be field goal kicking going to play as well. You could take Young Ho, and you could take, I think his name is Panerio on the other side with Carolina. But I didn't come to a side. I probably would lean Carolina plus the 6, simply because of the trend. Like I mentioned, 16-2 against the spread. Dogs are 6+ points or more. So I wouldn't be surprised if Carolina covers the points, but the Falcons could easily walk it off with a field goal kick like they've been doing for the most part these last couple of games. I believe they did it the game before versus the Saints. They kicked the walk-off field goal. But Carolina's defense has given up 30 points their last 3 games, and the Falcons are averaging 25 points allowed their last 3 games on defense. So any of these teams can win this game. This is a divisional game, but let's stick to the props. We got Darnell Mooney over 53.5 receiving yards, and we're going to do Chuba Herbert over 66.5 rushing yards, minus 121. Falcons going to run it up today. Okay. Hey, I ain't mad. They should run it up. They're the better team, but we'll see what happens, my guy. We will see what happens. All right, let's go to this game. Indianapolis Colts plus 2.5 road dog going out to the Tennessee Titans. Totals over under 43. Titans are coming off their bye, and they are 8-1 against the spread the last 9 games after a loss. So, but did they lose? They didn't lose to Mike. I don't know if they're coming off a loss. Let me fact check that live right here on this show. I think I wrote that down. Wrote that down wrong because the Titans were on a bye. They're coming off. I think they meant to say a bye. I don't know, but did they come off a loss? Week 4. Let's see. The Titans won. Yeah, they beat Miami Monday night. That's the wrong stat. I'm sorry. Disregard that. But they are 8-3 against the spread last 11 at home in the first half. So both these teams are in our division. Both these teams, in my opinion, are dealing with quarterback issues. Will Levis cannot be trusted on the Titans side. And is Anthony Richardson going to be able to play? And if he does play, he hasn't been very productive, in my opinion. He has more interceptions than he does touchdowns. So either of these teams can possibly end up winning this game. So, but for the most part, we're going to stick to the trend. Both field goal kickers to get over 1.5 field goals today. So Nick Folk, over 1.5 field goals, minus 118. And we got Matt Gay, over 1.5 field goals, minus 118. Simply because the Titans have allowed over 1.5 field goals 21 out of the last 24 games. And the Colts have allowed over 1.5 field goals 8 out of the 9 road games. So both these trends add up to me. Also, under 43.5 is what I would be looking at as well. It's a 43 right now. So, but to be official, I'm just going to stick to both field goal kickers to get 2 field goals, and we easily cash out this game. We don't have to worry about taking a side. None of that other situations right there. So, hey, that's what we're doing. Stick to the field goal kickers both to get over 1.5 field goals in this game. Let's go over this game. We have the LA Chargers coming off a bye versus the Denver Broncos at home, coming off a win at home. And they didn't have to travel. So I like that situation right there. And I like the Broncos early, 9-2 against the spread in the first half at home in their last 11 games. So wouldn't be surprised if the Broncos cover that first half spread as well. And the under is very good in this game. Under 36, I believe, will be able to cash simply because the Chargers, all 4 of their games have gone under. And they like to run the ball. Jim Harbaugh, he's not a pass-heavy type coach. So I believe running the ball is going to be very, very productive in this game. Last 3 games, the Chargers only averaging 15 points. Broncos averaging 23. But I think the Chargers defense is established enough to where they can hold Bo Nix probably under 23 points today. So I believe the total goes under. But to make official, we're going to stick to the trend. We took it last week. We're going to ride it again. Will Lutz over 1.5 field goals. Even money, plus 100. Simply because 8 out of his last 9 home games, he's had over 1.5 field goals. He cashed this last week. Why not stick to the trend and cash it today? Because Denver's defense can easily stall. Definitely when they get past the 50. So these field goal kickers now are able to kick 50-plus field goals, sometimes 60. And Will Evans is a good field goal kicker to where I believe if they get into field goal range for him, he's going to attempt the field goal. And I believe he's going to catch it. He's comfortable at home. He's shown it. So let's stick to the trend, guys. And normally when we think that games are going to go under, more than likely field goal kicking is coming into play, as we know. So let's stick to the trend. Will Evans over 1.5 field goals, plus 100, guys. Let's go over to this one. We have the Pittsburgh Steelers, -3 road favorites, going out to Las Vegas to take on these Raiders. Over under 36.5 is the total. Now, another game that this trend applies to: home dogs, Raiders. Off a road loss. They just lost to Denver. Total less than 43 or less. Over 36.5. 14-1 to the under since 2022. So this is my play. I already bet it under 36.5 just because the Steelers are coming off a loss as well. And I believe they're the better team. They've went under 9 out of their last 13 road games. And I just believe the Raiders, as far as throwing a new quarterback out there, O'Connell, they're going to struggle. Steelers defense is very, very, very steady. And like I said, they're coming off a loss. They want to go to get that bad taste in their mouth. It was on national TV as well. And you know how we like to ride these teams coming off an embarrassing loss last week because they should have won that game versus Dallas. They let Dallas come back and let Dak Prescott be a hero and win that game. So I would want that bad taste out of my mind as well. So I believe the Steelers will come in here and win with the Raiders. But I believe when the Steelers win, the total stays under. So if it ain't broke, don't try to fix it. We're on the Steelers unders until further notice. And not to mention, they may throw Russell Wilson out there today. So anything's, live in that game as far as that quarterback situation. But let's stick to the fact that this total is going to go under. And I wouldn't be surprised if Chris Boswell, the field goal kicker for the Steelers, have over 1.5 field goals. Because the Raiders have allowed 12 field goals made so far on the season. So Steelers defense could easily stall. They can trust their field goal kicker to get points for them. But to make official, we are on the under 36.5 total in this game. Let's go back to the comments. Razor, what's good, my guy? What's good? My man OG Wayne, hit the like button for your guy. He is right. Hit the like button. Justin, Falcons best team in the league by far. Falcons are the best team in the league by far. Wow. Okay, Justin. Hey, man, you have a right to your opinion. Now, let's go to this game because my opinion is Detroit is going to take care of business in the first half versus the Dallas Cowboys, man. First half, -2.5. Now, the size of the game, Detroit is a -3 road favorite going out to Dallas. The total is over under 52.5. We got a high total right there. And I wouldn't be surprised if this game goes under. But all that said, we're going to stick to what's been trending. Detroit coming off a bye. So we already know teams coming off a bye usually perform well. And I believe they're a good enough team, that could come off this bye and show us some offense, show us some plays that they haven't shown us yet. And I believe this is the perfect team to do it on, the Dallas Cowboys, who's vulnerable on the offensive side of the ball and defensive side. And Detroit could run the ball and they can stop the run. Not to mention Dallas can't run the ball and they can't stop the run. So I believe Detroit established the line of scrimmage today versus these Cowboys. They're going to dictate the tone, in my opinion. These visiting teams love to come to Cowboys Stadium and embarrass them on their home field. And I'm not going to be surprised if the same thing happens again today. I'm going to stick to the first half, though, Detroit, because this is where they play their best football. 15-6 against the spread in the first half in their last 21 games. 8-3 against the spread in the first half on the road going back to last year. So all that's telling me is that they jump on these teams fast, jump on them quick. They have the offensive power to do that. Jahmyr Gibbs, Amon St. Brown. They got Laporta. They got Jameis Williams can stretch the field. So Jared Goff has a lot of weapons that he can jump on this Dallas team early. And we do know that Dak Prescott does not like playing from behind. And his defense is not at the capability right now to be able to put him in positions to be successful for his field goal position. So he has to rely on his field goal kicker to get him field goals. And we already know that we're definitely going to stick to Brandon Arbery over 1.5 field goals -110 because that's how Dallas scores. Kicking field goals. He's averaging 3 field goals made at home so far on the year. And I believe he gets that over 1.5 field goals. The far as aside, I wouldn't be surprised if Dallas covers this, ladies and gentlemen. I wouldn't be surprised if Detroit has to hold them off at the end of the game. And Dallas covers that 3.5, in my opinion. No, it's 3 now. So I believe they can push that. You get what I'm saying? Because Detroit can easily win by 3 points, and that'll push. So Dallas can be right there on the backdoor cover at the end of the game. And not to mention, Dallas is 8-2 against the spread in the last 10 games at home as a dog. So they play well in this spot. But my opinion is that Detroit jump on them fast. So I'm going to stick to what works with Dallas. I'm going to take their field goal kicker. And I'm going to stick to the first half with Detroit. -2.5. I believe they will be up by a field goal at halftime. And we cash that, and we can watch the rest of the game, see how it goes. But my play will already be cashed, and I will be good to go. Now, the fact that this is a high total, over 52.5, I looked up that the NFL total, 50-plus points, are 15-2 to the under since 2022. So these overs haven't been cashing for the most part. And I wouldn't be surprised if it does go under. But to make official, I'm taking Detroit first half -2.5, 8-3 against the spread in the first half on the road going back to last year. Dallas is already 0-2 against the spread in the first half at home. There you go. That's my play. Detroit, first half. I like that, Justin. Jahmyr Gibbs over 82 rush. I like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm probably going to rock that with you, just because he will be an important factor. He can run and catch out the backfield. So, yeah, I'm definitely with you on that one. All right, man, we got a couple of more to go. Who do we have left? Oh, I forgot to mention in that game. I do have a prop in that game. Jake Ferguson, over 51.5 receiving yards minus 118. Simply because that's one of Dak's main weapons that he looks for is Jake Ferguson. Simply because Jake Ferguson, last 3 games, 95 yards, 49 yards, 70 yards. So he's been very, very, and actually all 3 of those games, Dak Prescott has had 2 touchdown passes as well. So I believe he's going to continue to look for his tight end, especially in the middle. They're probably going to play zone because they're probably going to be up for the most part, Detroit. And Jake Ferguson can get a lot of garbage yards at the end of the game, and that's basically what Dallas does. They get a lot of garbage yards at the end of games because they be behind. So I think Detroit's a good enough team to have that same type of blueprint today, keep Dallas on their heels, make them play from behind. And Jake Ferguson is probably going to be, a viable weapon for Dak today. He's had 6+ receptions in those games as well, the last 3. So Jake Ferguson, over 51.5 receiving yards, minus 118 is what we on today, guys. And I believe that we got one more play for y'all that I was looking at. Yeah, we got one more. We're going to go to Sunday Night Football. Cincinnati Bengals, minus 3.5 road favorite, going out to the New York Giants. And the total is over under 47 flat. Now, Bengals, we know they can put up points. Jamar Chase, excellent threat on the side receiver. And they've been going over 50 total, 4 in a row for the Cincinnati Bengals. But now they're going on the road to take on a Giants team who trends to the under, especially at home. And their defense came off a win last week versus Seattle as a road dog, coming back home as a home dog. And I believe that they'll slow down the Bengals offense for the most part, in my opinion. I believe their defensive line is capable to establish a pass rush on Joe Burrow to make it difficult for him to see and pass in the pocket. And I believe this game goes under 47. I've already put it out as a free play, and I'm very confident just because the trend for the New York Giants at home is just something that we cannot ignore. 21-5-2 to the under as a home dog since 2020. That is hitting at 80%. 29-12-2 to the under since Daniel Jones has been the starter. That trend is hitting at 70%. Their 17 out of their last 24 games have gone under overall. They're 7-2 to the under the last 9 games at home. And they're 6-0 to the under versus the AFC since 2023. Now, yards allowed. They're top 10 in yards allowed. They've held their last 3 opponents to 20 points or less. And they're top 5 in opponents' third down conversions in their last 3 games. So Giants defense has been playing well, ladies and gentlemen. They have 22 sacks on the season, 39 quarterback hits, 5 takeaways. So I believe their defense is going to play a valuable piece in this game. They may get a turnover on Joe Burrow because I believe they're not going to be able to run the ball, so they're going to be one-dimensional and have to pass. So I believe the Giants is live in this game, ladies and gentlemen, and they could possibly win. But we're going to stick to the trend that the Giants have been cashing at home since 2020. We're on the under 47. Low-scoring game. That's going to be my play to make official. All right, guys. We have went through all the sides, went through all the props. So if we go back over, DJ Moore, anytime touchdown, plus 150. We have early in the London game versus Jacksonville. We have Lamar Jackson over 1.5 touchdown passes, minus 136 versus the Washington Commanders. We have Saquon Barkley over 110.5 rush plus receiving yards at minus 114. He may get to 110 just on rushing. But hey, he may get a pass here and there, get about 20 yards. That'll help us go over that threshold because he's going to get at least 80 plus rushing yards. And if he gets at least 20 receiving yards, guess what? We're going to cash that, and we'd be good to go. Saquon Barkley, heavy today, is what I'm riding versus those pathetic Cleveland Browns. We're going over here. Jordan Love, over 241 passing yards, plus Josh Jacobs, 50-plus rush yards, plus Jaden Reed, 56-plus receiving yards at a plus 152 parlay. They are playing the Arizona Cardinals today, and their defense is very vulnerable in the secondary specifically. And Jordan Love is a good enough quarterback to eat that defense up today at home versus the Arizona Cardinals. Darnell Mooney, over 53.5 receiving yards. He's averaging right at 79 yards already, and he's one of the main weapons for Kirk Cousins. So I believe Darnell Mooney will be a viable threat today with the Atlanta Falcons. We have Nick Folk, over 1.5 field goals, minus 118. Same game, Matt Gay, over 1.5 field goals, minus 118 as well. Both these field goal kickers should come into play today. The Colts and the Titans give up field goals to the field goal kickers. So let's take advantage of both field goal kickers to cash their prop today. Chuba Herbert, over 66.5 rush yards, minus 121. Simply because the Falcons have allowed every running back to get 70-plus rushing yards on them, every starting running back. So Chuba Hubbard has been running the ball, especially since Andy Dalton has come into that lineup. He has, I think, over 300 yards rushing in 3 games, in my opinion, I think. So Chuba Hubbard definitely is live today to cash this rushing prop for the Carolina Panthers. We have Will Lutz for the Denver Broncos, over 1.5 field goals at even money, simply because he's at home. He's comfortable kicking field goals, and if the offense stalls in the red zone or even in field goal position, I believe the Denver Broncos will run their field goal kicker out there, and he will continue to cash this. Jake Ferguson for the Dallas Cowboys, over 51.5 receiving yards, minus 118, simply because he's been a valuable threat in the offense so far for Dak Prescott. And when they have CeeDee Lamb tied up, he's going to be open. Dak is going to trust his tight end. So a lot of opportunities and targets today for Jake Ferguson to catch this over 51.5 receiving yards. Same game, Brandon Aubrey, over 1.5 field goals, minus 110. As I mentioned, this is the only way Dallas can score. Dak stalls in the red zone or even can't even get to the red zone. His field goal kicker could kick a 60-yard field goal. So they know that. So as long as Dak can get them in that position, they always have an opportunity to put up points with Brandon Aubrey. So over 1.5 field goals, minus 110 for Brandon Aubrey. We're on the Texans, minus 3.5 in the first half. First half under 19.5. Full game under 37.5. Patriots got a rookie quarterback going out there. I believe it's not going to be a successful day for him. Texas defense is well enough to keep this rookie quarterback intact, and I believe they will be up by more than a field goal, possibly a touchdown in the first half for the Texans. So I'm going to continue to ride them in the first half, minus the 3.5. Commanders plus 6.5 today over the Baltimore Ravens. I believe they keep it close, and I'm just going to stick to the trend with the underdogs, 6+ or more, 16-2 against the spread so far. Well, 14-2 against the spread so far. It's one of those, but hey, I can't ignore that trend. We're going to keep riding it. So Commanders plus 6.5 today versus the Baltimore Ravens. We're going to take Arizona and Green Bay both to score in the first quarter, plus 110. Arizona averages a touchdown in the first quarter. Packers are averaging 6 points in the first quarter. And Cardinals have scored a touchdown in the first quarter in every single game they played. Packers have scored at least 6 points 4 out of the last 5 games for the season so far. So that trend lines up to both these teams will score in the first quarter. So we'll take advantage of that, plus 110. Bucks, first half, minus 2.5, simply because the Saints are throwing a rookie quarterback out there, and the Bucks play well in the first half. They like to jump on these teams early. I believe they will be up by a field goal at halftime versus the New Orleans Saints. Steelers and Raiders under 36.5. Steelers under until further notice. The Raiders are also changing quarterbacks with O'Connell. Steelers are coming off a loss. I believe the defense will be ready to play and take advantage of O'Connell today coming in as a backup quarterback. And we catch that under 36.5 easily. Detroit first half minus 2.5. This is what they do. They jump on teams early, especially on the road. versus the Cowboys, which we know these visiting teams love to come into Cowboy Stadium and embarrass this team. I believe it happens today again, but we're going to trust Detroit early, first half, to be up by a field goal. Last but not least, Sunday Night Football, Cincinnati Bengals and Giants, under 47. This is what the Giants do at home. They go under. Since 2020, they've been the number one under team at home. We're going to stick to that. We're not going to veer off of anything because if it ain't broke, don't fix it, like we always say. Giants defense has been playing well. I believe they're going to limit Joe Burrow's possessions and opportunities today, make it hard for him. Giants going under at home, 47, ladies and gentlemen. And that's it. That is the show. Let's get to the comments before we out of here. The dogs are up early today. Yes, it is. Let's get this cash. Let's get this cash, Al. The early efforts. Yes, man. Yes, sir. I'm up early, man. Trying to get this money. Appreciate you, Justin, for typing in, my guy. Let's get this money today. You already know. So, like I said, man, let's enjoy some football Sunday today. Week 6, I gave y'all my plays. I gave y'all my props. Y'all can go out, see what y'all like, see if y'all want to tell, and let's get paid today, man. Like we always do, always come to you every single Sunday morning, give y'all my looks, give y'all what I like, and of course, always follow me at LJ Sports Media on Twitter. Go like, go subscribe. Right here on YouTube, Raw Words Podcast, LJ from Houston, giving y'all specifically what I'm liking today. And we're going to continue to cash. We had a good week last week. Let's see if it continues this week, ladies and gentlemen. So until then, like I always say, let's cash today. Week 6 NFL football. LJ from H-Town. Until next week, I am out.
Yeah, R-A-W. Words being served, no concern and no trouble to get that dough. Money on my mind, if it's money all the time, we be pumping on the grind. If it's LJ from Houston, pulling up stats, you'll be pulling in stacks, hitting bookies from the back with no Vaseline. I need green and upsea quantities for a fiend, save the dreams for a king. This is H-Town, home of the lean. Astros is the team, and we rock it. We rock Texans for life, you can't stop it. Together like brothers and bets, injects cash in your pockets.